So my name is Rachel Harrington, this is Taylor, and that's Will, and today we're going to be talking about ECG for me. So how many of you guys play sports, or maybe you used to play sports, or you have children that are involved in sports? Well, what if I told you that 2,000 young lives are lost every year to sudden cardiac events alone in the United States? Even more alarming, 1 in 500 are diagnosed with HCM, which is a common cardiac disease on the same level of occurrences as AIDS. And even more alarming, 1 in 250 are diagnosed with DCM, another cardiac condition in these populations. Unfortunately, only 25% of the individuals affected by these conditions are saved through current treatment methods such as CPR. And as many of you know, going to see a specialist is really trying in that you have to make an appointment with your primary to get a referral for your specialist, and trying to juggle these busy schedules is really, really difficult. Even still, these individuals are not showing any signs or symptoms of these diseases and are therefore not being monitored for them. So ECG for me is a wearable heart monitor. It is lightweight, easily concealed. It's worn on the chest, and it's paired with a smartwatch and a smartphone. It will continuously monitor and detect for underlying heart conditions in these populations.
So the innovation of our product is that it is an easily applicable apparatus with a simple user interface on the watch that can be worn during strenuous activity. Another point is cost efficiency. To go get a 12-lead ECG stress test done at a cardiologist costs roughly $1,500. Our price point would be much less than that and would be used continuously as we own the product. Functionality, in the function way, we are not a medical device, which bars us the necessity of having to get an FDA approval, which could put us in the market much earlier. Rather, if we have early detection of cardiac disease, and then you could start a conversation with your doctor from that point. So through some surveying we did, we found that through athletes, coach, and parents, 85% used iPhones. So we used the Apple operating system as the basis for the prototype that we're working on. And we found that 56% would use the monitor every day. And that the average person would be willing to pay $115 for the product. If we extrapolate this data, there's 42 million high school students, athletes in America alone, and another 12 million college athletes. And you can take into consideration anybody health fanatics, CrossFit. You know, it's endless. There's a big health trend in our country now and around the world. So competition for our exercise, or for exercise heart monitors. Like I said, we are not a medical device, so we can bar. We can be looking at anything like a Holter monitor or a cardio cue. Those would require a doctor prescription. We don't need that. We don't need FDA clearance. Rather, we would be compared to things like Polar H10 or Nike Zoom or Garmin, for example, all which do a relatively minimalistic heart rate monitoring and heart rate variability. Whereas the algorithm we are building into our product would detect for arrhythmias of underlying heart disease. So what we need from difference makers, we already hit the ground running with prototyping. You guys kind of saw what we were passing around, what the apparatus would look like. We have already ordered some of the chips. But as far as app development and user interface and software development is where we're looking to allocate more funds. And with that, I'd like to thank our advisors, Dr. DeWild and Dr. Moore, and especially thank the Difference Makers platform for having us here.
Sort of targeted to a younger group of
It is targeted to a younger group of sports because that's where the most deaths per year happen in these asymptomatic diseases. But we could scope out much farther. So it's continuous monitoring. So an alert will pop up as if an irregularity pops, like comes up in the heart rate. Yeah, if it was serious enough, it would alert 911. If it was like a minimalistic aberration, then it would alert you to like slow down, take a break.
Is it collecting data on an ongoing basis so that that can be shared with the doctor, or so they can download that data later?
Yeah, so it'll continuously monitor and detect and alert for these conditions, and you have the control to decide whoever you want to send them to. So you can have a coach be on the platform. You could have your doctor, your mom, your dad, anyone really who you would like this information to go to. So it's in your control.
Can you share that?
Yep.
Is there,
Yes, because it's Bluetooth, you'd have to have the watch on, like in the vicinity.
I know at least the MIAA allows you to wear watches and things like that. I ran in my high school years when you're allowed to have a watch while you're running and things like that.
It would also help a lot for, personal trainers, something like that. Just have them on the athletes while they're maybe practicing or doing a run or something like that, just to get an idea.
Rather than physical contact.
is there a, how long does the device last?
So this is the razor blade model. This is the durable, and the adhesive pads are the consumables. So they're medical grade, so they're able to stay on for a good amount of time. And those would be tossed out, and we purchase more pads when needed. So the wearable, the monitoring device is the durable that we're selling, along with the pads.
Right, so the wearable, does that have a...
No, you just charge it when the battery dies.
Okay, so it's rechargeable.
Yep.
Is it compatible with other Fitbits, or is it for the
So right now we're only going to be compatible with Apple Watch 4 because they have the V1 lead. But we further plan to develop our own wristbands so that we can expand to Android and other operating systems.
First of all, I think this is a really cool idea. But and I heard what you said about the kids having a lot of problems with medical problems. But yet, it would seem to me like everybody would want to kind of do this.
Right.
So, are you limited to directing towards the kids? And then the second question is, you didn't really say how you're going to market it.
So originally, the idea came from seeing these types of tragedies in these populations. And that was the main target because we wanted to make an effort, make a difference in these populations. But we realize now marathon runners, CrossFitters, those types of populations, even like softball leagues,
Geriatric.
anything like that. Yeah, so it definitely can be expanded to those types of populations, but originally it was thought to help these.
So how do you market it?
So with the data survey that we did for UMass Lowell, we actually surveyed at high school. We feel that the results that we got were really going to translate to the rest of the market. So universities, colleges, high schools, gyms, physical therapist office, across the country will definitely see the importance of this device.
I should mention we've talked to some exercise physiologists, some cardiac specialists, parents of lost ones. There seems to be a lot of validation that people would want this product.
I don't think there's any doubt about that. It's getting the message out. That's going to be your challenge. And I mean, I think everybody wants to make sure, would love to know that they're going to have a heart problem or something, and Apple's certainly trying to do it, and they'll deserve it. But you've got to somehow get known by everybody.
Right. We've heard also that we should get all the parents on board to make it mandatory at the schools. Kind of like helmets, you see the big issues with CTE. It became a focus, and then people started to attack that. So that's something we'd like to work towards.
Yeah, we'd like to gear kind of towards athletic directors of colleges, kind of make this a standard, because right now there is no standard. We're seeing all these stats every year.
So the Apple Watch itself
has the ability to, I know it's.
Detect AFib through a single lead EKG.
This is actually the Series 4, which has the capability of doing this. So there's an app on here. You have to be sitting or resting to use this function. So you just create this, which is considered a lead 1 as a biologist. And this will detect for AFib. So it can only do that, whereas we're looking to target these underlying conditions which require more extensive leads. Yeah.
I think the focus on arrhythmia and asynchronous here is actually pretty brilliant. Because I think, pulse monitors, et cetera, just look at
Heart rate
acceleration,
variability,
heart rates,
yeah.
and that can spike.
Right. Frequently as you're working out while we're looking for the actual
Atypical
adult.
behavior.
Yeah, exactly.
And this will also test for other health parameters that I know a lot of the other popular devices use, like Fitbit and Garmin. This is just taking it a step further.
But at the same selling price point.
Right.
That is
And not.
odd.
Sorry.